Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda has been one of the video game company's most successful franchises for more than 35 years, and it looks like the greatest heights have still yet to come for the series. The versatile nature of Hyrule's greatest hero, Link, has helped the series continually transform and experiment with unique gameplay styles on both handheld and home consoles. There are certain weapons and helpful items that have become mainstays of the Zelda series, but one of the most exciting things about any new game is that there are bound to be some new tools and mechanics that are on display. Most of Link's items prove to be helpful on his adventures, but he's wielded some exceptionally strong weapons over the years. Number 10. Bombchu. Bombs have been a vital and dangerous tool in Link's arsenal right from the start of The Legend of Zelda. These explosives are still important and have evolved in creative ways, with Bombchu being one of the more unique alternatives. Bombchu are a bomb rodent hybrid that can travel in straight lines and even climb walls and crawl along the ceiling. Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask include several entertaining minigames that turn Bombchu into bowling, but at the end of the day, they're still mobile explosives that can really get around. Number 9. The Megaton Hammer. Link proves to be most comfortable with a sword, but Ocarina of Time's Fire Temple introduces the Megaton Hammer, a hefty tool that's become the subject of Goron legend. Link's swings are understandably slow with the Megaton Hammer, but it's a weapon that's as powerful as the Master Sword in the game. It can destroy big boulders, and it was the necessary tool to imprison the dragon Volvaga in Death Mountain. The Megaton Hammer even deals significant damage to Ganon, which is saying something. The weapon has also made a devastating comeback in Hyrule Warriors. Number 8. Din's Fire. Link has plenty of options when it comes to elemental based fire weapons and attacks. The Fire Rod has appeared in many of his adventures, along with more mobile alternatives like fire arrows. Din's Fire is a powerful spell that Link learns courtesy of the Great Fairies. Link dramatically summons a wave of fire from out of the ether that will wipe out the perimeter and insulate him in a fiery shield. Use of Din's Fire is of course beholden to the amount of magic that Link possesses, but significantly this is a permanent skill he can call upon rather than a weapon that can break. Number 7. The Spinner. Initially appearing in Twilight Princess's treacherous Arbiter's Grounds, the Spinner is a chaotic means of transportation that Link uses to navigate across rails and quicksand. But it also leaves a path of destruction in its wake. The Spinner can really leave a mark on whatever it comes in contact with, which leads to the destruction of the boss, Star-Lord. Hyrule Warriors also features upgraded versions of the Spinner that also add elemental devastation to the equation, such as the Triforce Spinner Plus and the Hydro Spinner, which are proficient with both lightning and water. Number 6. The Savage Lynel Sword. There are hundreds of unique enemies and creatures to encounter in the Switch's sprawling Breath of the Wild. Silvermane Lynels prove to be some of the most determined and deadliest enemies that can be encountered in the wild. Early on in game, it's a safe bet to avoid these monsters entirely, but those that brave them in battle will be rewarded with the Savage Lynel Sword. Savage Lynel versions of any weapon are among the most powerful and resilient weapons that Link has ever wielded. However, the Savage Lynel Sword holds the honour of being Breath of the Wild's strongest one-handed weapon. Number 5. The Elemental Lightning Rod. Breath of the Wild unleashes some exciting elemental abilities, all of which are incredibly effective ways to strike fear in an opponent and clear out a room of enemies. Technically, the elemental blades are the better tool since they're more durable than the lightning, ice and meteor rods, but when it comes to pure power, it's the rods that hold the advantage. The lightning rod conjures power from the skies and leaves everyone electrified and vulnerable. The lightning rod is powerful in normal conditions, but it becomes even deadlier in environments where there is water or other conductive elements. Number 4. The Royal Guard's Claymore. Breath of the Wild is rich in bewildering blades, but there are also some rare variations on weapons that audience completely miss in the gigantic open world experience. The Royal Claymore is one of the strongest two-handed blades in the game, but the Guardians within Hyrule Castle possess the Royal Guard's Claymore, a more superior take on the already devastating sword. It's not an easy weapon to acquire, but like most of the more difficult challenges in Breath of the Wild, it proves to be worth the effort. The tool admittedly has poor durability, but its base strength is unreal. Number 3. Light Arrows. Link is quite skilled when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, but he's also proven himself to be capable with a bow and arrow. Link's archery abilities have been the subject of their own video games, and he's experimented with some deadly airbound improvements to what fills his quiver. The light arrows first appeared in the Nintendo 64's Ocarina of Time, a gift from the Princess Zelda. The light arrows can be used to decimate standard enemies, but they're an essential item to defeat Ganon. The blessed nature of these arrows and their ability to break through Ganon's evil cannot be overlooked. Number 2. The Master Sword. The most iconic weapon from the Legend of Zelda series, Link's Master Sword is frequently his ultimate tool to vanquish evil. The Master Sword may not look like a weapon of devastating power, but it's a blade that comes from a storied prophecy. It's capable of things that no other weapon can accomplish. In Breath of the Wild, the Master Sword is especially resilient against Calamity-infected entities, which gives it the greatest advantage when Link finally faces Calamity Ganon. In standard Zelda adventures, the Master Sword also releases bursts of energy when Link is at full power and completely charged. Number 1. The Fierce Deity's Mask. Majora's Mask for the Nintendo 64 faces the difficult task of following up the Ocarina of Time, and yet many fans consider the darker sequel to be an even stronger Zelda game. Majora's Mask gets a lot of mileage out of its creative mask concept, while Link undergoes various transformations based on these costumes. If Link manages to acquire all 20 masks, as well as the Deku, Goron and Zoran masks, then he'll be rewarded with the Fierce Deity's Mask. This upgrade gives Link unpredictable power, and he can even fire destructive beams of energy out of his sword. And that was Link's 10 most powerful weapons. Did you agree with this list? Let me know in the comments what you think. With that being said, this has been Second. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you for watching.